Welcome to the nation. I'm NADIAH ABDUL. In a world of evolving risks and changing lifestyle, insurance is no longer just about protection, it's about partnerships and empowerment. Joining us today is LIAN, Group Chief Executive Officer of Tune Protect, to share how the company has redefined coverage for the community. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you, Nadia, for having me.
We had conversations before, and it's really fascinating to see how Tune Protect is growing. Today, I want to talk to you about first customer experience and strategy. So when we're talking about Tune Protect's strategy, how does it define its customer? Or when you're talking about customer experience across the group, can you share?
A large portion of our business are actually B2B to C. One philosophy that Tune Protect believe in is we believe in embedding insurance through the in-path journey of a customer. When you are buying a car, that's where you should buy motor insurance. When you're traveling, that's where travel insurance will come on board. So pretty much, I think we view both our B2B to C business partners as well as the ultimate insured customers as our target customer grouping. For our business partners, I think that's the group of distribution partners. That's generally what we call them. And we actually very much emphasis on offering them a one-stop solution. Rather than giving them just an insurance product, we will help them to enable it. We provide technological support, product flexibility, variation, and advisory services.
When we talk about one-stop solution, right, a lot of people talk about one-stop solution. So when we're talking about one-stop solution for providers of business, could you perhaps elaborate a little bit more on what this means on practical terms, especially when we're talking about an ecosystem where there's speed, there's data, there's timeliness, and of course, digital integration that would define whether or not this is successful or not?
Okay. I think one of the biggest strengths of Tune Protect is our geographical coverage and product variety. So one-stop solutions means that I think for multinational companies especially, you can imagine the amount of hassle they need to go through to be able to allow them to sell insurance products across different countries. So we have 34 different countries coverage. We actually offer more than 8,000 variations of product variations, I think, for them to mix and match and choose from for what they believe in helping them to acquire the kind of customer experience that they desire. So with this ability in product coverage and geographical coverage and also the technology in one single API supporting them, that is where we are bringing to them a solution, not a simple product dimensions, but across all dimensions, how to enable them to go to the market at the speeds which which they wouldn't have been able to achieve, I think, to work on their own.
So you said 34 different, over 30 different markets, and you've also got different types of variations. So could you give me an example of what these different types of variation would be?
Say for an online travel agency, say for example, I think there will be multiple variations in terms of, for example, if online travel agencies, they will be doing business in multiple countries, easily maybe 25 different countries, I think simply. So within the platforms, it's very common nowadays that within the platform, people sell flights, they sell hotels, they sell theme parks. So for each of these offering that they are giving, that could be an insurance element to protect the experience of their customer.
Right.
So with us, I think we can offer a variety of product which could be integrated to them through one single APIs across different touch points of different tiles within their platforms.
So it's just at one point that covers or gives you an offering of all this different coverage.
Yeah.
I can imagine this is quite a few partnerships that are going through as we speak to make this happen. So Tune Protect, of course, has partnerships across 30 different countries and more. Could you share perhaps some of the more standout examples of collaboration that you've had, and how does this create value on both sides?
Okay, say for example, I think we do have some what we call exclusive partnerships. I think they've been with us for quite a number of years. And they have also basically delegated this task to us exclusively. So we'll be covering, I think of course people understand about Asia, but people may not know so much about actually, we also have an exclusive partners here, for example, Air Arabia, based in the Middle East. So anywhere that they operate in, they will be, we'll be the exclusive partners to offer them the technology solution. If they were to set up, say, a flight, let's say from Pakistan, actually flying to UAE, and we will be actually the insurance partner that will be supporting them in terms of technology, in terms of regulatory compliance, in terms of products availability, benefit, settlement, as well as claims and customer journey and customer experience that basically people purchase through their platforms.
That's amazing, because when you say B2B2C, a lot of people assume that whatever that we buy is what we see, and yet you're saying that there's a lot of what goes on in a customer's journey that you don't even realize that Tune Protect is actually there. So when we're talking about the increasingly competitive market, and we're not seeing this dissipate anytime soon, what unique value proposition that you believe Tune Protect brings to its partners to help, of course, address some of the biggest pain point, and whether or not this is product innovation, or we're talking about data analytics, or even customer reach?
I guess the most important thing to most of our partners, I think what they value the most is speed to market. We actually allow them to go to the market at a speed which is what they wouldn't have been able to achieve. Say, for example, in most of these operators, in multinationals operators, they will not be big in every single market that they operate in. So they could be operating in 25 markets. They could be big only in about 4 or 5. So most of the times, I think speed to market is one. The second part is we also open up a new source of revenue stream to them that we wouldn't be able to enjoy, because they will only be having the efforts and also the capacity to open up market in the 4 or 5 market that typically they are big. Because we do have a wide coverage of 33 different markets, they can work with us and we can enable them to open the remaining 20 markets, which are low-hanging fruits or basically revenue that will be actually not being currently captured by them, I think, through their platforms. Yeah.
Definitely, and I can see that some of these partnerships will definitely translate not only into new revenue streams, but I think it's a whole ecosystem build, isn't it? Not just for Tune Protect, but also for your partners. So how does Tune Protect build this wider ecosystem?
It actually was accumulated throughout the years. I think when we were partnering with different partners, I think the different partners will bring us to different part of the world. Say, I think recently, I think we opened up Kenya, of course, because some of our partners basically want to venture into Kenya market. And through that partnerships, they actually bring us to Kenya and to look for insurance partners, to understand the regulatory environments there, and etc. So what we then offer our partner is, we offer advisory services, okay, how to get things going, I think, in the market. And also we bring to them based on their needs. So we don't only offer insurance products, we offer non-insurance products. Say, we actually occupy, for example, with our partners, one of the touch points in the whole in-path journey of people buying a service and product from them. Within the touch point, what we offer is, this touch point not only can sell insurance, we can sell and integrate non-insurance products in there. I think in the previous conversation that we were having, I was sharing, like, we also sell like travel eSIMs, we also sell like airport transfers. So that allows our partners to optimize the returns on every single touch point that their platforms actually got to offer to the customers.
I remember our last conversation when we were talking about covering for delays and how that was really important as well. Now we're going to go for a quick break. We'll be back in a minute or so, but stay tuned. Thank you for staying with us. I'm talking to LIAN, Group Chief Executive Officer of Tune Protect. Now, earlier in the first segment, we were talking about what is Tune Protect's customer experience strategy. Now, before we went for a quick break, earlier we spoke about how this partnership actually drives and builds a larger ecosystem. I remember in our last conversation, we spoke about delay coverage and how it said here only about 35 to 70% of Malaysians actually look at covering. It's also what we call sediakan payung sebelum hujan, right? We always think it's not going to happen until something happens. So in Tune Protect's strategy in building its intermediaries and industry partners and this ancillary ecosystem, what are some of the things that you found have worked for you, and definitely something that part of your strategy is going to be done even more in future?
Yeah. I think we are just placing more and more emphasis on customer experience, and to acquire, to really offer the kind of customer experience that is that makes you or makes us stand out. We need to think beyond just insurance coverage. We just think about compensating our customers, not just monetary, but actually how to make the journey and experience to be actually a bit seamless. So I think in the last conversation we did touch about what if I think there's a flight delay, then we actually put them on a premium launch for them to enjoy the facilities before they actually onboard the flight. And also, I think glad to share that I think 2 weeks ago we have also launched a new offering, a complimentary offer that for whoever that purchase a travel insurance, I think with us, we offer a free eSIMs, I think, to be embedded into it. Because we believe in stay connected is going to be very crucial, I think, for people traveling, because there will be, nowadays, most of the things that we do via our phones. Without the connectivities, I think basically you're kind of handicapped. I think, adopting that to doing. Yeah.
And definitely, I think in case of an emergency or a mishap or a flight delay, the first thing you do is try and contact whatever it is that, or whoever it is that you're meant to be. And I can imagine without a SIM card, that's going to be quite a problem. So is this done throughout all the different markets that you've got?
Yeah. We actually are promoting these products now actually and convincing all our business partners to actually adopt it. We have now actually rolled out to our own direct channels as well as I think for AirAsia channel. So therefore other partners, it requires a timeline for us to gradually roll out after we look at how well is the response. But this initiative to us, or it's quite close to my heart, is more because of it actually achieve a win-win situation. I think the premium launch thing I explained just now, it will require for us to push out the premium launch access QR codes to our customers. We need them to stay connected. They need to have access to their email, access to their phones. So otherwise, we will not be able to push a QR code. So by offering them this thing, we also hope that basically our customer will have even a better experience and to enjoy the facilities that basically that we are offering to them.
Definitely, makes sense. I think it's sort of all interconnected, right? And when you're talking about working with partners, I'm sure Twin Protect's got its strategy on trying to be the preferred partner of choice. What are some of the key factors that drive the kind of partnerships that you have and the satisfaction in your network?
I guess the things that we always pride ourselves was really stand out, of course, is what we explained just now on our geographical coverage, about our whole philosophy and method approach on solutioning as compared to product offering. In most of the times, our conversation that we have with our partners, we talk about what are the pain points that they're facing and how do we actually come up with a solution, be it insurance, non-insurance, technology solutions, or even regulatory interpretation solutions. How do we enable a solution to solve their problem rather than we just come to them and offer them a product and pricing? So I think that is also something that I think some of the partners find us to be a bit unique, a bit different. And lastly, of course, I think what the product services flexibility that we offer is something that they always find a bit is relatively new to them. We actually do have product catalogs that we offer to our partners. A product catalog that allows you to mix and match to create your own customized
So
products.
It's kind of modular.
Correct.
They can adapt
Correct.
to what they need.
Correct, yeah. You can choose whether you want a higher medical coverage, you want to have a lower one here, but you want to cover for more baggage, and what kind of pricing points that you want. Like you prefer, some customer prefer more premium product with cashless facilities, then that is also something that they can actually opt in. Yeah.
And I think that speaks a lot to when you're talking about the strategy of solutioning instead of product offering. It's very often product offering tends to be, this is what we have, take it or leave it. Whereas here you're talking about providing a modular solution where the customers themselves have the agency to pick, to say, okay, I want A, B, C, but I also need a little bit more of this and that. And that's amazing. I think when we're talking about how Twin Protect has definitely invested heavily on digital transformation, we're seeing this, you said cashless, you said transactions that help instant claim processing earlier. We also saw a video on that. And of course, personalized protection. And I think that's a key word here that we don't hear enough of in many of the places. So how do the innovations that you've just presented shape the customer experience and ensure that making insurance simpler and more transparent is what you're actually doing?
Actually, with that, it's a win-win situation for all parties because of the flexibility that we offer to our business partners. It allows them to actually tailor-make, because what business partners have is our customer intelligence and customer data. So, for example, I mean, if someone is organizing a trip, a skiing trip to Japan, adventures covers to expand the coverage on all these sports activities is actually more suited. You wouldn't want to buy a mass market coverage and then realize that certain activity or certain injuries are not claimable. So that kind of flexibility allows our partners to be able to acquire and increase their take-up rate from the customer as well, to sell better, to deliver a better customer experience. And for us, flexibility and solutioning concept is very unique about us, that we are very emphasizing on that point. I think whenever we are talking to our partners, because we emphasize on longer term partnerships rather than if you take a very standard products, we will also serve you, but fundamentally we offer you something over and beyond, for you to choose.
When we're talking about insurance, very often people have this mental block that it's going to be difficult and complicated, whereas you're doing the opposite. You're saying, let's simplify the whole process and give agency to the customers to be able to pick and choose. Now, I also know that Tune Protect has its one claim portal. Could you explain a little bit more about that?
Yeah, I think that's one important step or initiative that we're putting in, because we have been doing businesses in multiple countries and territories as we described. So by us putting customer experience as the top, on top of everything else, I think for us, that's where I think the team came up with this initiative about across all multiple countries, we would like to offer a very seamless, harmonized experience whenever they are interacting with us. So that is actually where we will need to go through the hassle of claims requirement in different countries may be slightly different, and how do we actually allow them to access to digital platforms to have a consistent experience, regardless of whether these customers comes to us, I think from Vietnam or from India, actually, or from Malaysia. Yeah.
And you're right there, because different countries definitely have different regulatory frameworks, which make claims either easier or harder, and yet you're saying that building that seamlessness across your 30 different international markets, I'm guessing it's not going to be an easy thing. We're going to go for a quick break, but when I come back, let's talk about how you localize this solution. You said 30 different markets, you said different regulatory requirements, but seamless experience. So stay tuned, we'll be right back.
Flight delays stressing you out during your trip? No stress, just rest with AirAsia Travel Insurance Delay Lounge Pass. When booking your flight, just click to add the Value Pack or Premium Flex. It includes travel insurance, the Delay Lounge Pass, and more. Once confirmed, you'll receive an email notification. Just register to redeem your Delay Lounge Pass, and voila, you're covered. Travel stress-free today with AirAsia Travel Insurance powered by Tune Protect.
Thank you for staying with us. So earlier we were talking about innovation and how we localize solutions despite the fact that the market entry might be different or the environment might be different in the countries that you represent. The experience or the CX that you're looking for is meant to be as seamless as possible. So could you share a little bit about some of your product innovation and some of the localized solutions that you've done recently that really resonated with your customers?
Actually, yes, I think bear in mind, of course, every different country have different regulations. I think, but if you're really peeling the onions, then you will realize that the gist of the intentions of each of these regulations, sometimes they do not intend to make things to be difficult. So most of the times, I think when we are being actively questioning, even challenging maybe some of the insurance partners in different countries, then we realize that actually the rooms for them to be able to accommodate to something what we call a more internationally acceptable practice are actually there. Say, for example, if we were to actually change our benefits, I think what we call the parametrics benefit or insurance, meaning that we pay you a fixed sum. So that actually remove a lot of complexity in individual need to file their receipts, etc., to prove that they have spent. So sometimes we shift this and give this flexibility to the customers. So we give you a fixed amount of sums, and with that, we will allow us to actually introduce, let's say, in Vietnam, we have tried with one of the e-wallets, introduce what we call instant payout. You don't even need to file a claim, and then immediately we will just pay out to you, to your e-wallet of the customer. Or for some which actually do not offer or register with us on the financial information, I think our partners, we also give them the options that they can actually offer instant notifications. We can notify you to file a claims more because of you have not shared with us your financial information and we will not be able to pay you. But please file a claims with us.
I think very often customers are worried about the amount of information or personal data that they share, especially on apps, because most of us just click yes when you say terms and conditions without reading these terms and conditions. But you said something really important about what you did in Vietnam with instant payout, as well as those that may not necessarily share data. How then, as Tune Protect, do you decide the kind of offerings and assistance that you're going to be giving if that data is not available?
Because I think for the Vietnam case was a bit unique because the partners that we're working with is an e-wallet company. So they're offering this service to their customers, meaning that financial information is available. Hence, we will be able to extend these benefits to them. For some partners that they are not so open in sharing some of this information, so that we offer an alternative on what we call instant notifications. you can notify your customers to register the financial information directly with us. Then we can offer the same thing to them. Yeah.
That makes sense. And then the burden of a customer having to feel that they have to repeat the same process multiple times has been circumvented by you working with your partners. Now, you've emphasized during going beyond insurance, it's mean prioritizing customer journey. And what does Tune Protect really look at? So what are some of the strategic importance of customer experience that you're looking for, driving growth, especially in some of these countries that you mentioned that are coming up? You said Kenya. And then you said, the experience in Kenya sounds very different from the experience in Vietnam. What are some of the things that you're looking at moving forward that's most probably going to be driving your growth as well as your competitiveness in the next coming years?
Our key emphasis, I think, in the coming years, a lot actually going to be surrounding continue our strategies, but also surrounding areas on educations and also working alongside with our partners. So a lot of times we take things for granted, as in like we thought it's for granted everyone understands insurance. And most people don't understand insurance.
No.
Yeah, including our partners. Actually, they don't understand insurance either. So sometimes they appreciate certain experience that we can share with them, like we discussed in the last conversation, that we have a cancellation for any reason. You book a flight, you book a hotel, you want to cancel it, for whatever reason, we'll give you a refund. So we actually offer these services, I think, in the Middle East. So sometimes they appreciate, let's say, for example, our partners in this part of the world, they appreciate when we share the experience on take-up, what kind of price point that works for them, and then what is for them to actually consider. I think, is this something that will be valuable to their customers? Yeah, that kind of experience sharing and educations is actually quite crucial, because a lot of the time people don't know what they don't know. And
definitely.
Yeah, and we also change our approach and how we ask for our partners how they should see themselves to be different. For example, we have recently put in a proposal on maybe instead of asking every of your customers to purchase a travel insurance, why not you just shout out to the market on your flight will never be delayed. Your flight delay, basically you guarantee everyone that if any more my flight delay for 2 hours, I'm going to pay you $200. So with that, actually they will be able to make more sales to wider audience or customer that appreciate this kind of service guarantee.
Correct. And you're actually educating them on what is it that's the pain point that you're looking at resolving?
Yes.
And you're giving them an alternative to what experience that they can have. And I think you pointed out something really important. Most of the time, people don't know what they don't know.
Yeah.
And most of the time, this includes insurance. You're only thinking that it's a cost and it's a burden until you realize. Now, when we're talking about looking ahead, and I know that there's many plans for Tune Protect, really excited to see Malaysian brands going out there. What can customers expect, right? In the coming years, you're talking about accessibility, affordability, and personalized care. You've got many things going on, including things like Net Customer Promoter Score and all that. But what are some of the things that we can be excited about in the coming years?
We are targeting to launch our new direct portals, I think, with customers globally, not just about Malaysia. So hopefully in the next coming years that you will be able to interact regardless of which country that you're from, I think, with us directly, which we will actually make available, I think, all these flexibilities, I think, to our customers. Yeah, hopefully, I think with that and one claims journey on this portal, it will give them a very great experience for them to not be afraid of insurance, and then not to be afraid of insurance have a lot of hidden clauses, etc. Because whatever that we are promoting is pretty much that on parametrics. We will give you a certain fixed sums to compensate you. So we'll give you the flexibility on how you want to spend rather than asking you to prove to us where have you spent your money. Yeah.
Definitely. So there's the direct portal coming up and the one claims portal also coming up. So thank you so much for joining us today. It's always a pleasure talking to you. We know that Tune Protect is reshaping what insurance means today and moving beyond just protection and focusing on empowerment and simplicity and, of course, genuine connections. So by building strong partnerships and embracing innovation, the company is creating solutions that truly fit the modern consumer. To know more, log on to www.tuneprotect.com. I'm NADIAH Abdul Latif. Thank you for watching. And when you travel, be sure to make Tune Protect your trusted choice. Stay tuned.
Thank you.